Yo, I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to mention, do pussy have any power by itself? Nope. Vagina has no power by itself. Women lie to themselves all the time. They believe that their vagina, their pussy between their legs, gives them some kind of power. They have a perceived power that they think is real. But not realizing that the only power that women have is the power men give them. Men, by nature, love pussy. We love vagina. So when we acknowledge their beauty, because we love to look at them and we get off at them, that's a choice we're doing, and we're giving our power to them, by choice. Women have no power except the power men give them. When we give them our attention, we're giving them a form of power. Just be aware of that, men out there. Pussy has no power of itself. They only have the power man gives it. That's why I say to men out there, it is better. It's not wrong to lust after a woman and enjoy having sex with them, but it is wrong when you have no self-control. So remember, what I'm trying to say, it is better to have self-control. So that way, when you choose to have sex with them, or if you just want to get off of them on your devices, you can just do it by choice, knowing it's by choice, knowing that you're fully controlling the lust. It's better to control the lust than letting the lust control you. Because if you let it control you, then you're giving women power. And yeah, a lot of y'all don't even realize that. So, yeah, just be aware that we men are born of self-control too. The reason why the world system don't want men to exercise their natural self-control, why they raise us to think like dogs, as a gender, they want us to believe that we don't have self-control. Why? Because they want us men to keep giving money to the system. They want us to keep getting in trouble on a regular basis, and that can only happen when men believe they don't got when men believe they don't have self-control. So yeah. So you remember, self-control. It's good to lust after a woman, but it's better to control the lust after a woman that you give. Exactly. So just be aware, self-control is just better. Whew. Don't give women any kind of perceived power, that their vagina will make you do anything for it, alright? Men out there, be aware, be smarter. Think with your big head, not your little head. Oh yeah. So yeah, I wanted to bring this up. Vagina has no power in itself, except the power that men give vagina. So yeah, men are power, women are powerless. Another word for power is God. Another word for powerless is goddess. Men are power, women are powerless. So women are goddess, men are power. Men are God. So just be aware of what we really are, okay? There's only one self in reality, the dark, the source within us. And that is the true self, one and only self. Every human or being in existence is an incarnation of that one self. The dark alone is the only one who's not an incarnation of himself. He's the original self. And we are all the images of that dark. Yeah, remember, the dark makes all the rules. The dark makes all the rules of reality. Yeah, just remember this, alright, people? Dark is above good and bad. And light is good. And shadow is evil. Remember that. While dark is above both good and bad. So just be aware of that, okay? So yeah. People confuse the dark with the shadow all the time, not knowing that there's a difference between dark and shadow. Shadow is evil, dark is beyond good and evil. So just be aware of that. So like I said, life is not worth living if you lack self-control. It is much better to experience life fully. It's worth living when you have full control. Remember that, people. You must become aware, okay, guys out there? Because if you're not, you're going to be getting yourself in a lot of trouble. The importance of self-control, why it's important. Nothing wrong with lusting after a woman. That is natural. That is a good thing. That's just how it is. It's supposed to be. It's only wrong when it controls you. So, like I said, you can lust after a woman, but just control yourself. Then you will be able to experience the true lusting after a woman. The true feel-good freedom that you feel only because you have self-control. You have control of that lust. That's the best way to experience lusting after a female. It's by fully controlling it. Not letting it control you. Oh yeah. So yeah. Remember, folks, life is wonderful. It's only as wonderful as you make it. Just be aware of that, okay? All of reality comes from the dark, the black, the void, the pure state of nothing, infinity, zero, eternity himself. These are all the terms that the Father in heaven is known as. What does the Father in heaven physically look like? The dark void. Now you know what he looks like. He's the only one who's omnipresent, and he's the original. He's also called the masculinity, which is all his males in reality is based off of. So just be aware of that. He's not feminine. His feminine side that came out of him before the Creator was by himself. Yep, he's also called the Great Unconscious. The first thing that came from the void is the universal ego, also known as the female counterpart to the void, the self-awareness counterpart, or the emotion, or the necessary evil, or chaos. Many terms she's known as. The mother in heaven is known as. Yeah. She is the ego counterpart to the dark, the unconscious, who is masculinity. That's right. The first being that came from the original male is the original female that came out of the original male. Remember, all females are from all males. That's why the original female came out of the original male. That's why the divine femininity came out of the divine masculinity. See? Who really comes from who? Exactly. So just be aware of that, folks. And then when the self-awareness counterpart came into existence from the dark, when the Creator created his feminine female counterpart, then the Creator created through her right away as a portal, which is what sex is based off of. And when he created through her, they had two children, the light, the necessary good, and the wisdom, the origin of shape and forms, and distinction of the five senses of reality. That's right, they had two children, light and wisdom. Light's a male as well, while wisdom's a female as well. Light and wisdom are the son and daughter of the dark and the shadow, the father in heaven and the mother in heaven. The son in heaven and the daughter in heaven are the children of the father in heaven and mother in heaven. Yeah, just remember, the light of father is the dark, and mother is the shadow. And wisdom's father is the dark, and mother is the shadow. Wisdom is the little sister of the light, too. She's the second born of creation, while the light is the firstborn of creation. And the shadow was created directly, from the great unconscious, also known as masculinity. The feminine side, even within us, our ego, is also called our female counterpart. When if you look at a human woman or any female in reality, just be aware that they're the physical embodiment of our second mind, which is our ego, or our self-awareness, or our emotion. All the terms is known as, or chaos, or the X chromosome. You know what I'm trying to say. So just be aware that all females are the physical embodiment of that, or the necessary evil. So many terms are known as, Females are the necessary evil. They're also known as chaos. Yeah. All females are chaos, while all males are peace. Another term for the silence, the void. Yep. All males, remember, another term for the source, the unconscious, is peace. So, yeah, the dark, black, void, yeah. So be aware of that, guys out there. All males are the represent all physical males in reality of every species, whether gods, animals, humans, spirits, insects. All males are of peace. We're peace, Peace, and all females in all of reality of every species as well, they are all chaos. Chaos. So be aware of that, folks. Yeah. There's two to everything. Why is there a dual mentality in reality? Why is there two to everything? One represents masculine, one represents feminine. Just be aware of that. Another term for masculine is positive. Another term for feminine is negative. Another term for masculine is peace. Another term for feminine is chaos. Another term for masculine is good. Another term for feminine is bad. Why do you think they're called baddies? Oh, that's a baddie. Yeah, just another term for... Yeah. Let's see here. What else? Up is masculine. Down is feminine. Hard is masculine, soft is feminine. Let's see. Oh yeah, the earth that we live on is female, while the firmament, the sky dome over the earth, is male. That's right. The sunlight is male, while the moon is female. And the stars are made up of many male and female essence. Energies. And yeah, the water that we drink and bathe in or we see in existence is male. Yep. Wisdom is female, shadow is female, and dark is male. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say in this video. Look forward to more recaps, because I'm gonna re-say some stuff, because I understand that people won't see all of my videos, so there are things I'm gonna have to reteach on a regular basis. So alright folks, I said this so y'all could think. Yeah, all there's two to everything, because it represents masculine or feminine. Just be aware of that. Females come from males. That's why females are half of us. They're called XX, while males are the complete whole of ourselves. We're the completion, because we're YX. Y, masculine, X, feminine. Females come from males originally. This is why we men have both. And another term for us males is we're called complete, while females are called our half. And we males are called a females complete. Basically, we're their complete, they're our half. We're the complete, they're the half. This is why a man can do with or without a woman, and she has nothing to do with his existence. While a female cannot do without a man. She has to have a male, otherwise she'll die. Yeah, females get lonely because they're made from a piece of us. So the fact they don't have a Y chromosome, this is why they get lonely and they can't be alone. This is why they have to be attached to a male. To them, being alone is foreign. Only men can be alone and happy and at peace. Why? Because we're called complete. We complete ourselves, not women. You gotta get out of the lies of society, people. Understand that. Society lied to us about a lot of stuff because they don't want us to be aware of our true nature. So just be aware. Anyway, this is why men don't get lonely, because we're complete. The good version of alone is alone. The bad version of alone is lonely. There's a difference between alone and lonely. Women get lonely, men don't. Yeah, the only reason a lot of men think they're lonely is because they've been brainwashed by the world system. Or they could have been born corrupt. You know, chemical imbalance, where they're born detached from their Y chromosome. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say in this video. Peace.